Good evening and welcome to NACTV Bigger Bingo for Wednesday, August 7th, 2024, broadcasting live from Nipawin, Manitoba. Before we get started on our bingo, here are our rules. Our license number is LGCA 6052 MBI 35606. First rule, one ball will be drawn at the beginning of the session. This ball will be the tuning number for Game 3, the blackout of 52 numbers. Number 2, when bingo is declared on more than one number, only those who declared bingo on the earliest number called will be declared winners and eligible to win the prize. Number 3, each bingo game will be closed when bingo has been declared and verified by calling the number displayed on the screen. The phone lines are open to receive calls, and it has been announced 3 times that the phone lines are open to receive calls. At least one phone line has been available for calls for 2.5 minutes, and the game is declared closed. No further calls will be accepted with regards to that closed bingo game. Number 4, prize money is split evenly among multiple winners with a minimum payout of $25. Number 5, final win confirmation occurs when the winners submit their date stamp sheet containing the winning card to NACTV. Number 6, in the event of transmitting or telephone problems would prevent continuation of play prior to the event's start or at any time during the event's duration, the game will be rescheduled or resumed on the next Wednesday night. Players will keep their cards for the following Wednesday and they will be accepted. If a player is unable to play the following Wednesday, they may exchange their cards at NACTV for a future game. Please check the nactv.tv website or call the office for confirmation of the games to be played. Number 7, Game 1 is played to a blackout on the gold cards. Jackpot in 50 numbers or less is a minimum of $1,000. After 50 numbers, Game 1 continues to a blackout for a $100 consolation prize. Number 8, Games 2 and 3 are played on the colored cards. Tonight it's orange. Game 2, the X game, has a prize amount of $150. Game 3, which continues from Game 2, is a blackout. Jackpot in 52 numbers or less is a minimum of $500. After 52 numbers, Game 3 continues to a blackout for a $100 consolation prize. Number 9, if Game 3 is won with the toonie ball number drawn at the beginning of the session, the winner will receive the accumulated toonie pot plus the blackout or consolation prize, whichever one they bingoed on. Number 10, jackpots for Games 1 and 3 accumulate by 50 cents per package sold. When a jackpot is won, the pot will increase from the minimum amount when the accumulated sales reach that value from 0. Number 11, the toonie pot accumulates by $1 per package sold. When it is won, it starts at 0. Number 12, prizes must be claimed in checks cashed within 6 months from the bingo play date. Number 13, a list of the bingo numbers called can be obtained from the NACTV office. And that's our rules for tonight. Good luck, everyone, and let's find out what our tuning number is tonight. Okay, the tuning number is going to be G60. So we're not playing Game 1 yet. This is our tuning number, and it is G60. So I'll just put that back in the hopper, and then we shall get playing. Okay, playing on your gold-colored cards. Jackpot of $19,421 if you win in 50 numbers or less. The first number out is under the B8. B8. Under the O68. O68. Under the N38, N38. Under the G58, G58. Under the O61, O61. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the B-15, B-15. Under the N-44, N-44. Under the I-26, I-26. Under the G-49, G-49. Under the I-16, I-16. Under the I-18, I-18. Under the I-28, I-28. Under the G-48, G-48. Under the O-72, O-72. Under the B-12, B-12. Under the B-10, B-10. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the O-74, O-74. Under the B-9, B-9. Under the I-24, I-24. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the O65, O65. Under the I-22, I-22. Under the G47, G47. Under the N41, N41. Under the B13, B13. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the G54, G54. Under the B7, B7. Under the N35, N35. Under the N40, N40. Under the B6, B6. Under the O70, O70. Under the N36, N36. Under the G50, G50. Under the I-20, I-20. Under the O71, O71. Under the I-30, I-30. Under the N42, N42. Under the B5, B5. Under the N37, N37. Under the N34, N34. Under the O62, O62. Under the B4, B4. Under the O67, O67. Under the N32, N32. Under the G52, G52. Under the O64, O64. Under the G51, G51. And that is your 50th number, so we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes and see if anybody has a bingo. And if anybody is can't see one of the numbers on their card, one or more, you can call in. We can punch your number in on the screen here and show you what number you're missing. So if you're missing, if you can't see one of the numbers on the card, because when you open it, that glue sticks and then it kind of messes up a number or two or whatever it may be, just call in. We can put that number that's in the middle of the card, or it's also on the bottom right-hand corner, I think, of the card, or left. And we can let you know what number you're missing. And it doesn't have to be on the gold ones. If you're missing something on the colored ones, you can also call in now and we can tell you what it is. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. If you can't see a number on your card, or there's you can't see a number on the orange cards that we will be playing for games 2 and 3, just call in with the to the number you see on the screen, and we can let you know what the number is that you can't see. Doesn't matter whether it's the gold cards or the orange cards. Okay, just read it out to me. I don't know what you got there. 4504? Okay, so somebody does have a number they can't see. If it's behind the phone number, just let the person on the phone know. Okay, there you go. The phone number's off, so you should be able to figure out what your number is. Okay, and just find out if that other person is, I can take that one off. Did she get her numbers? Yeah, okay, good. Okay. Okay, 1607, your numbers are up there. And let us know when you've got okay, let me know when they've got all the numbers, or are they going to need another one? That's fine. That's what this is. Yeah, that is it.
You can read what's on the screen now.
It doesn't match or what?
Write it in. Write in the number you're missing. Yes, yes. You're good? Okay, you're good. All right, thank you.
Okay. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls, because this will be paused a little bit longer than 2.5 minutes, because we had people calling in that couldn't see their numbers. So there you go again, 204-476-2639. Back to the original screen. We'll just wait for a few more seconds. And for the third and final time, phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any other calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to the consolation round. Okay, and I did not show you that number while we were chatting on the phone, but here it is. Next number out in the gold cards is under the N31. N31. Under the G60, G60. So consolation round now, prize is $100. Under the O66, O66. Under the G57, G57. Under the G46, G46. Under the I-27, I-27. Under the B11, B11. Under the N45, N45. Under the O75, O75. Under the O63, O63. Under the N43, N43. Under the B3, B3. Under the O73, O73. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the N33, N33. Under the O69, O69. And we have a caller, so I haven't called the one in the hoop, and it doesn't look like I will call the one in the hoop, so that one's not in play. One two 9-1. 1291. And which number do we bingo on? O69 N33. N33. Okay, so one number back. We have a bingo on one number back on N33 for now. N33. And what's their 64 what? 694? Okay. And we had somebody bingo on the earlier number. So N33 is our bingo number. So O69 is not the valid bingo number. So N33 is our current bingo number. That's a valid bingo, the winner. So unless you've bingoed on N33 or an earlier number, the O69 won't get you that jackpot. I mean, won't get you the consolation prize. So we now have one phone line open to receive your calls. 204-476-2639. One number back, N33 is the valid number. And if there's anybody else out there that can't read the numbers in the middle of their cards, they can call in and we can tell you what they are.
Yes.
Or read any of the numbers on the card.
Okay, where do you live? And your phone number, please? That's 476.
Somebody was just checking their card numbers.
Okay, Pam's gonna put that up.
5, 8, 3.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. The valid bingo is on N33. We have one valid bingo. Okay, for the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And we'll move on to the letter X. And our winner on the Bonanza Consolation was Dave Chozak of Neepawa, purchasing the cards at Harris Pharmacy. Congratulations to Dave. So we will be moving on to our orange colored cards. Looking for the letter X in this game. If you have the number on the card and I call it, please cover it, as it will be a carry-on game for game 3. We'll be playing on those same cards. Letter X first, and the first number out on the orange colored cards is under the 075, 075. And the prize is $150 for that letter X. Under the G57, G57. Under the I30, I30. Under the 069, 069. Under the N40, N40. Under the 065, 065. Under the 071, 071. Under the G53, G53. Under the I25, I25. Under the 061, 061. Under the G50, G50. Under the N34, N34. Under the O68, O68. Under the I-26, I-26. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the G47, G47. Under the O63, O63. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the B12, B12. Under the N33, N33. Under the B13, B13. Under the N32, N32. Under the B2, B2. Under the N39, N39. Under the B7, B7. Under the I-22, I-22. Under the I-16, I-16. Under the N36, N36. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the O67, O67. Under the G46, G46. Under the G59, G59. Under the N41, N41. Under the N37, N37. Under the N45, N45. Under the B1, B1. Under the G48, G48. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the I-27, I-27. Under the G58, G58. Under the I-20, I-20. Under the O74, O74. Looking for that letter X. Under the I-28, I-28. Under the I-18, I-18. Under the G52, G52. Under the N43, N43. Under the B4, B4. Under the B14, B14. Oh, we do have a caller, yay! Okay, somebody has called in. I haven't called B8 yet, so you can't bingo on that one. But that letter X took a long time. NACTV bigger bingo. What's the number in the center of your card? One 1611. Okay, one moment, please. Okay, B14 is a valid bingo at this point. And so we have two valid bingos on B14. So B14 is our valid number for tonight for letter X, unless somebody, so the phone lines are busy, and if somebody comes in, calls in after we get the information for the people that are on the phone and with a number before B14, well then it would be an earlier number called and they would win. But at this point in time, the last number called was B14, and that's what we've got the letter X on at this point, is B14. We now have one phone line open to receive your calls. There is now a phone line open.
Looks like you're here also. So, can you tell me your name, please? Okay. And the number there? Okay. And the purchase card there. Good. Good for you. Thank you very much for paying. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay, both phone lines are now open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open. Okay, she's not on there.
I think there's an S on the end of the
Pardon?
I think there's an S on the end of the pause.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't have it anyways.
Pardon?
I don't have it anyways. Do I? No. No. Okay. Okay, another minute to see if anybody else calls in. And it has the letter X on B14 or an earlier number. Okay, so our tuning number is G60 and it has not been called yet. So our tuning pot's at $9,520. And we will be moving into game 3, so that could be one there. And our game 3 jackpot's $9,677. And we do have another caller. And somebody else calling as well.
Think you have a bingo? You don't. Okay. But thank you for playing anyway. Bye bye.
They want to know the number on the card?
Hello? Is your bingo?
Okay, we have a phone line open.
Okay.
Okay, somebody wanted to know what their numbers were. They couldn't read them all. So there we have that one. Okay. For the third and final time, phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And we'll move on to that jackpot in 52 numbers. Its prize value is $9,677. And we've got like 4 numbers before we get to there, so see what happens. Our winners on the Big X were Pauline Robinson of Brandon, purchasing the cards at the Brandon Superstore Lottery kiosk, and Diane Hobbs of Kinsman Courts purchased the cards at Kinsman Courts. Congratulations to Diane and Pauline. All right, continuing on our orange colored cards, a blackout in 52 numbers, 9,677 for that jackpot. And the next number out is under the B8. B8. Under the B11, B11. Under the B15, B15. Under the O70, O70. And that is your 52nd number, so we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes. And we still haven't called the toonie number, so that toonie pot of, where am I here? $9,520 will be available for the third game to be won if somebody bingos on that on G60. Yeah, I can give you the breakdown of the number of cards sold at the different places for last week. So for July 31st, NACTV sold 28, which is all they were given, so they actually sold out last week here at the station. Harris Pharmacy sold 51. Nipwa Legion sold 2. Kinsman Courts sold 17. Touchwood Park sold 2. And the Brandon Superstore Lottery kiosk sold 7. So we had a total of 107 packages sold for last week's game. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to the consolation round for $100. Still looking for a blackout. And your next number on those cards is under the B5. B5. Under the N44, N44. Under the N42, N42. Under the G51, G51. Under the O64, O64. Under the O62, O62. Under the O72, O72. And here's our tuning number under the G60, G60. Under the I-23, I-23. And we do have a caller. We'll have to find out if they actually bingoed on the G60 or was this last number.
Yes, it has been called now.
Hello,
Okay.
NACTV Bigger Bingo. What's the number in the middle of your card?
So,
2081, one moment. Okay, we have a valid bingo on I-23. Is that an earlier number? Okay, at this point in time, we'll accept I-23. We'll see what the other person has. Okay, so it's not 6222 if they have a bingo.
6222 is the number in the city report, and it's not a winner. It's not a winner. But thank you for playing. Bye-bye. Can you tell me the number in the center of your card?
I already got it. It's a valid bingo.
Okay. Which number? Okay. So which number do you think the bingo? 520. Okay. All right. Can you tell me your name, please?
I got the number already. It's a valid bingo.
Are you in Nico on your phone? And can you tell me the telephone number, please?
Oh, we do have one phone line open to receive your calls. Guess I should start my timer for that.
Where did you purchase it? Looks like you're the winner, sir. Thank you very much for playing. Bye-bye. Oh, do you know where to get your money? Okay. Oh boy,
Okay, both phone lines are now available to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Yeah, I have to wait for time anyways. You have lots of time to write up the information. Minute and a half to be exact. So thank you all for playing along with us tonight. We have our winners on all 3 games. Yeah, we're just waiting for the countdown, as well as I'm waiting for the information from this last winner. Okay, I've got the information. Now I just need to wait for the countdown. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the 3rd and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and that wraps it up for tonight. So our winner on the Blackout Constellation was Brian Creek of Neepwa, purchasing the cards at Harris Pharmacy. So recapping for tonight, on the Bonanza Constellation, it was Dave Chozak. On the Big X, we had Diane Hobbs and Pauline Robinson, and the Blackout Constellation was won by Brian Creek. Congratulations to our winners. Of course, you can pick up your checks here or get them mailed to you after 1 o'clock tomorrow. Have a great week and see you next Wednesday.